All right, man, we got an interesting story. I love this story. We're going to be talking to Jay in a minute, and we'll be talking about her reapplying to renew her residency. But what I love about this story, it is a great story that kind of shows how Costa Rica really is, how living down here is, that the only thing black and white about living in Costa Rica is nothing is black and white. Anyway, guys, I'm Michael Allen, TravelCostaRicaNow.com. TravelCostaRicaNow.com is a travel agency, so go to TravelCostaRicaNow.com. Fill out the 4-minute form. You'll be that much closer to the vacation of a lifetime. We're like you, having best friends who live in Costa Rica, who know Costa Rica, totally hooking up your Costa Rica vacation. And I always appreciate a subscribe. You would subscribe, wouldn't you?
Sure.
All right, let's do the backstory first before we get started. We're talking to Jay. Jay has been our friend for, what, 10 years at least. She lives in this nice cabina that you can't see right now. We're about a 25-minute walk from La Fortuna. In my drinking...
He's 25 minutes. For me, it was 40.
In my drinking days, I've stumbled out of this house many times on that wine, vodka, beer concoction you used to make.
Yeah.
We've taken Jay out on the party boat on Lake Arenal. She can rave with the best of them. So Jay's been a friend for a long time. So she had initially got her residency about 3 years ago under Pensionado, even though she'd been here already for like 8 or 9 or whatever.
Yeah.
So unbeknownst to her, she kind of didn't know, but she lapsed her residency.
Yeah.
And she didn't have it for over a year, but she continued to pay into the CAJA, which is a socialized medicine here.
Right.
So we're going to pick up the story there, and you're not seeing D'Angelo, but D'Angelo is here, and he was actually with her on this story, so he might be chiming in a little bit too. And there was another key player in this story that's not here. Her name is Teresa. I've done 2 videos with Teresa. She's kind of a 3 videos? Kind of a hippie dippy chick, Reiki, yoga-y girl. And I don't know, maybe D'Angelo will flash her picture. I don't know, but she was the impetus, or she was a main character in your residency.
Well, she speaks Spanish.
Yeah, so me and you are kind of on the same Spanish non-speaking boat.
Yeah. I mean,
No, you understand it good though.
Not as good as Teresa.
Yeah, so Teresa's good.
Better than him. Certainly better than me.
So what happened again is, all of a sudden, like a light bulb, Jay realized, oh my God, I don't have my residency right now. I've lapsed. And when Jay realizes something, she's like, I gotta fix this.
Today.
And this is not a joke, today. So she calls D'Angelo, she calls Teresa, and they head down to the town close to us. Now here's a kind of a tip for you residency people that are doing by yourself. Ciudad Quesada is a much, we'll just say, relaxing place to do the residency process, more than like a San Jose thing. So she headed down to Ciudad Quesada with no appointment. Now, anybody that's applied for residency down here, or you're thinking about applying, man, they're all about documentation, appointments, lawyers, stamps. You better have everything T's crossed, I's dotted. But Jay goes down there. Tell us the story.
I need to fix it, and Rhea has 2 names, Teresa and Rhea. Anyway, she volunteered to take me down. Now, she speaks Spanish perfectly. I do not. It's very infantile, my Spanish. So we get down there, and we wait. She tells everybody what we're after, what we need to do. And I want to sit down, because I don't stand for a very long time, being almost 44 years old. 84 years old. I do that all the time.
You know, I thought you were making a joke.
No, I do that all the time.
I thought you were making a joke
40.
like, I'm 44.
Yeah,
I was going to laugh. I was with you.
I know.
She's going to be 84. She's going to be 84.
Time. So we wait. They call us. She speaks. I'm, looking around because I don't know what's going on. And then we move to another office. She speaks. We wait. And this just keeps happening all the time.
But
And
again,
every
you
time
didn't
we
have an
get-
appointment.
No, I didn't have an appointment.
And they
I
did
didn't know you
start
had to
off
have one.
telling you to go home and make an appointment.
Well, they told her.
Yeah.
I mean, I follow Rhea. I don't make any assumptions with that woman because she's magical.
Yeah.
She's an actress, of course, so am I, but she really is. And so whatever is happening isn't the final. That's not what's going to happen.
So what kind of, I guess to make it clear, Teresa they kind of went in there, no appointment, and Teresa was kind of like, hey, she's older, there's no family, there's no options, no, we can't go back and make an appointment, we need to get things done now. They're kind of saying no, but Jay and Teresa's really not backing off. So they're not leaving.
They actually told Jay to make an appointment at home, or she could do it there in the office, but it's going to be over 20 days if she does it in the office. It'll be quicker if she goes home and makes it online. And Teresa told them that she's 84 years old, she lives in the mountains, she has no internet, she has no phone, she can't make an appointment online. So if 20 days or further out she has to be, then if we can make the appointment there in the office, that's what it's going to have to turn out to be. And so then they him-hawed about it and waited a while to try and see, can they get her in. They told her, go sit down and maybe in 2 hours today if you want to sit and wait.
Oh, they did say that, 2 hours.
Well,
They
they were
did
probably
say this.
they were probably thinking, well, that's too long, she's not going to wait.
Oh, yeah, but of course, Teresa was not going to wait. Look, you have to do the job right. I'm old.
As she stares into the camera.
I need to be helped, and I need to sit down. And it's hard for me to get up.
Let's just say there was a little bit of, it was all truthful, but
It
it
was
might
all
have
truthful.
been a little bit of exaggerations of what you can and can't do.
This was
Right.
a foreigner office helping for residency, correct?
Right.
And how many English speakers were there to help you?
None. No, nobody spoke English, nobody. And there were no chairs to sit. And I was standing, so look, I gotta sit down. So Teresa was really wonderful, and she'd say, look, she's gotta sit down, you gotta have a chair. So I was brought into offices to sit down, and or the chair was brought out to me to sit down, and then we had to go to another office, and I had to sit. I'm old.
Now you had a little paperwork, right? You did have the fact that you had your bank statement stating that you had
I had
your
paid some, I had
Social
all the
Security was
paperwork.
going in there.
Yeah.
And you paid into the CAJA, the socialized
Yes.
medicine, the whole time.
Yes.
And then you was telling me couldn't remember what they were, but there was a couple papers you didn't have.
It was January's CAJA. She was paid, so she was 11 months behind on her residency and her CAJA, or not her CAJA, but her residency. They wanted to make sure she was caught up that 11 months. So she had her paperwork from February of last year till December of this year, and they wanted January. So she was missing January. They wanted her to go home and get it. And Teresa was like, no, there's something you could do about that here.
Which there actually is. They can actually go on the internet and find out what you
And
did.
actually,
which they
I
obviously,
had paid January, and they did go on the internet, and they did find out that I had paid it.
For the normal person, they won't go looking for it. They'll
yeah,
make
you would have to
go
bring
get
that
it and bring
paper
it
back.
Oh, yeah, well, obviously, that was not anything we were going to do.
So you guys kind of see where this is going. So what ends up happening is there was the CAJA little problem that they fixed themselves. There was also a thing where, you got to pay penalties.
Penalty.
You gotta pay
$100 a month overdue.
Which they also waived.
They waived that.
$1,100 would have been your penalty, and they waived it.
They waived
waived
it.
it.
So let's fast forward this 2 hours.
1,100. That's 1,000.
$1,100.
Yes. Okay. Good.
So she walks out with her residency.
Yes. Yes.
No appointment, no CAJA, no
other paperwork to show her birth certificate, her
I had my
police
passport.
report, or
I had
whatever
my
from
passport.
that they needed.
I had a
Well, they make you,
passport.
I don't know. I mean, I know they make, I'm doing it right now. So they normally ask for a lot of documentation just to ask you. I mean, it's how they do things here. It's a process and a bunch of hoops that make a lot of times no sense. But here's the interesting thing about it, for those of you who don't live in Costa Rica and don't know, that I found interesting about this story and why I wanted to talk to Jay. One is the respect that they do have for older people here. I mean, I'm not saying like places like the United States and Canada do not, but it's definitely raised here. You go ahead of every line, you're respected. They don't scowl when you go to the head of the line. In the United States, an older person goes in front in the bank and you're mad because, you know, they dished in line or something. So they have a very nice respect for older people.
Yes.
And it was shown to you, I think, a lot, because I'm almost positive in the United States, they would have been understanding. They would have said, yes, we understand, but you know, this is a schedule and I can't do this and you got to go home and you have to figure it out. I don't think you would have passed go in the United States. So I think one thing interesting is just the respect that they had for you as an older person too. Yeah, they might have needed a little prodding, but they did help you and you did end up with your residency. And then the other thing I found extremely interesting is that whole thing about living in Costa Rica. You just don't know what the answer may be. You know, they might say yes, it's a no. It might be no, but it can really be a yes. And you just never know here. And that can either cause some stress, but in your case, obviously it worked out.
Yes.
And I guarantee if it was myself or you, Michael.
Yes, if I would have done that, it wouldn't have happened. You know, it wouldn't have happened. But maybe someone a little older, like yourself or something, I mean, that's kind of good to know that, you know, maybe you can get a little bit of consideration, I think. And I thought that was very interesting, because if I would have said, she's not going to get a residency. She doesn't have an appointment, for God's sake. This is your residency. And you're late over a year. And you didn't have a lawyer. You didn't, I mean, usually people have their lawyers for that, their immigration lawyers working for them. You know, you did all this kind of yourself with the help of Teresa. We won't get into the story, but actually your first residency was very similar when you did it.
Very
I was
easy.
there 3 years ago. You kind of
did it on your own, pretty much.
kind of did it with
and quickness.
yeah, with the quickness last time too. But I just think it's very interesting, which is, it's hard to answer when people ask me like questions all the time. Can I do this, this, and this? Well, the law might say no, but maybe. Like if you would have wrote your question in the States, like, I'm in the States, I let my Costa Rican residency lapse, I would have said, no, you got to do this. This got to go hold of an immigration lawyer. You have to come up with $1,100, but no, you did not. And I just think it's a lesson for people, no matter what they're doing, that there might be ways to accomplish something. What do you think?
Yeah, I love this place. I live here on choice. This is where I want to live.
And you live by yourself.
And I love it. And I live by myself. I have 2 cats. And I've got a
Cabin by the
beautiful
river.
garden. What?
A beautiful cabin by the river.
A beautiful cabin by the river. Really, you ought to come here and come see it.
I mean, this.
Maybe he'll turn around and show you the garden I've got. This is incredible.
Yeah, this stuff here is
This
everywhere.
is all mine.
So it
All
goes
mine.
down to the river. Anybody that knows La Fortuna, I think this is the river from the waterfall, right? The La
Yeah.
Fortuna waterfall.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just wanted to share the story just because I think it's interesting, and it just is it's indicative of what Costa Rica is all about.
Yeah,
in a
really.
sense.
I think these are really good people. I really do. I love it here. I love it here. I love living here. I can get the food I want, which is I eat
Well, you're
paleo.
you're pretty
Very
organic.
organic. I'm very organic. I can get all my food organic right in town. So I don't have to go to special places. I don't pay special prices for it. No, and I can get it.
We're a small town. We don't have a huge Whole
No,
Foods
no,
store
small.
or a Walmart or a big grocery box store like that.
No,
We're small.
we're small,
Small
and
farming
it's
town,
lovely.
actually. So we got lots of local
Farmers.
farming food.
Yeah.
Teaspoon, come here.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
want to say hi?
No, it's I love it. I love it. I haven't lived in a big city since I was a child, and then it wasn't even long, maybe till I was 7, I think. And then from then on, we always lived in the country.
Let's tell them, Jay, now she just now in the last couple months, got a little scooter, because the road she's on is an actual pretty severe hill.
It is
She
a
used
hill.
to walk into town how many times a week with your car?
At least twice a week, if not
walk
more.
walk to
Like a
town
mile
and back.
and forth.
And
No, it's
2
2
miles. 2
miles.
miles back and forth.
yeah, don't shorten that up.
Yeah.
And then the last like mile is a grade.
Oh yeah, it's up to the volcano. So I mean, you know,
Now at 83 years old, she just now got a like a little,
scooter.
because her knees have been bothering you a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm not going to go back to the United States to get new knees. So these knees are going to have to continue. And I want you all to know this. Stay off the sidewalk. Stay off the cement, because that's what kills the joints. And that's why my knees are going. I've already got a new hip. I don't want anything else new. And it is the cement. So and everybody here, bless their heart, I walk on the street because the street is made to absorb the shock of cars. And if it can absorb the shock of 1,000-pound cars, as surely as hell can support mine. So I walk on the street. No one tells me to get off. The police asked me once. They said, you know, it's against the law to walk on the street. And I gave him a great big smile. I wanted to hug him because I thought, oh, I'll go to court. Oh, and I'll tell everybody they got to stay off the sidewalks. I'll have to walk. And he just looked at me and goes, and walked away. And I've never had the police stop me since. No.
Jay, you run this town. They just
well,
don't
I'm
know
certainly
it.
in it.
Jay, thank you for sharing
You're
it.
welcome.
My question was, so your residency, when you went to the office, the whole shebang from entering until exiting, how long did that take?
Oh, I don't think it took more than an hour.
No.
You did that in an hour?
Yeah. Yeah. Wouldn't it take
Why
more
don't
than
you
an
help
hour?
me with my residency?
Okay.
Well, Jay, thank you for talking to us and sharing your story.
Thank you.
Anyway, guys, I'm Michael Allen. D'Anzo's in the back. TravelCostaRicaNow.com. Hope you found it as interesting as I did. If you're thinking about living or traveling down to Costa Rica, always do your research. And what better way? Watch my videos. Peace, guys. Ciao.